Utie oha echi ponkno. Needs FM.
Ten and I'm the 20th with him about 2 weeks ago now. When this whole issue about a letter B, I feel the minority and NDC caucus from the appointment committee, so I rejected some of the ministers nominee and are designated in your kaka hui. Ye di hun komo. A change so making kind ba could be and also you say honorable now the two just say how NDC MPs could have rejected her Kumsin upon Kruma and others. Inusafuseni na and I'm say one breath honorable so be to me reject you be now I'm reading so okay a quite be one commit me they reject you but you reconcile sa to is sa and a tia fa chechemu ye ni antia se
okay simple uhe article 94 uhe article 75 and the exercise of executive authority of the president under article 58 Obia de Umampenyin Bayino as a minister must otherwise qualified, must be a member of parliament or otherwise qualified to be a member of parliament. And qualification for member of parliament in Article 94, there were 5 provisions. So, or be a member of parliament on the face of it will qualify to be minister. On the face of it will qualify to be minister. Any other issues that we'll be looking for will be competence and capability. But only a subjective test and yet objective. Because Parliament and the amma on the basis of assessing somebody's capacity to deliver or competence. So you have no objective criteria and standard. It's a subjective. Now, so we see, it is difficult to hold somebody based on your subjective understanding and evaluation of the competence, the capacity. That was the first time I said. It's difficult because this with the cap as then people you tell children to surround the cup, and they surround the cup. Then you give them white paper to draw the cup. Obia cap na horo, but obia but draw a cap based on the perception of the cap. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Draw a cap not the same because it based on their perception of the cap. So the same thing, their understanding and interpretation of the competence and capacity of a minister will differ from person to person. Even in the majority side of parliament, it differs. Now, me see, NDC could have rejected the minister. And you know why? On principle. On principle. You get it?
Yeah, principle no chechim. This one.
Oh, principle. Oh, Ukai said, Nana Akufo-Addo in 2013, OCU John Dramani Mahama on the basis of principle, Oman vetted NDC ministers. On the basis of principle. At that time, they say Oman Penyin Mahama no Oman Penyin.
Yeah.
So Oman Penyin Mahama no nominated ministers no. That's that time the parliament was. But on the basis of principle, not on the basis of the constitution or any other law, principle. Yantimin challenge the election of Mahama and still be vetting his ministers. So what is that is principle.
Yeah.
On the basis of principle, I'm say, in 1992, the presidential election, the way it happened, and Jerry Rawlings was declared president. So, parliamentary elections now. The presidential election will influence the parliamentary votes. Until the year they take a part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jomanko.
That's principle. So I'm saying that on the basis of principle, the party would have said, "Oh, no way, from what control, from why you the our Okumson ama yɛn nkurɔfoɔ abrɛ
Mm.
nti nyɛ sɛ ɔnyɛ competent, nyɛ sɛ ɔntumi nka borɔfo, nyɛ sɛ yɛdeɛ yɛngye ne ndi, nyɛ sɛ ɔnyɛ member of parliament, but adeɛ deɛ ɔyɛɛyɛ no nti yɛde yɛmfota ma.
So, based on nchechimu ya odi ama isisi honorable, then where do you stand? Only amanfo binimu a
No,
womo.
I'm just saying that,
Mhm.
you should be a political thinker and analyst.
Mhm.
In anything at all, you should be able to see both sides.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because we did not reject them on principle, it's difficult to reject them. Even if we had rejected them on principle,
Mhm.
I still doubt whether they would have been rejected as ministers.
Because MPP
Because majority,
Yeah.
138.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mhm.
I'm just saying that when you look at
But on that basis, your principle will still be intact, me boy. At
it
least
will still be intact.
will party for no any best so say okay. Mwejina bibi so aye bibi me boy.
BB, but they will still pass because the MPP repeat members into line, and NDC does not vote for any of the ministers, and the 138 vote for the ministers, they will still pass because it's simple majority.
Sure.
So,
Now,
I was talking to somebody in Parliament, one of the clerks of Parliament, and they said, "Oh, Honorable Minister, don't assume that way because it can happen that on the day of the vote, one of the deputy ministers will preside, the deputy speakers will preside. Then it will bring it to 137, 137. But then I asked them, when have you ever seen that? In parliamentary practice, when have you ever seen that? When parliamentary practice depends on numbers, and the first deputy and second deputy are voting members of the House, then this slim margin, then you think that they will sacrifice one of their votes to go and sit in the chair. And remember, so you see, in analyzing things, we must try to be as objective as possible so that we don't get surprised.
Sure.
We don't get surprised.
Okay.
And so on that day, when Bakun presided, I wasn't surprised. Because their strategy was that if even all the NDC people voted against their ministerial nominee, the MPP votes in the House should be more than the NDC votes. Simple strategy.
Okay.
And I'm saying that, but NDC members of Parliament, because of principle, we stood on principle. Namim 40 even members of the Parliament. They say, what was the principle from the party? On what principle were we rejecting them? Because what business do you have to reject?
But Mikasa, before the actually vote, the actual voting took place, no, NDC the crata PA.
Over the crata PA. Almost say, almost withholding onto Kendapa, almost withholding onto Amakwata, almost withholding onto Ambrose Berry, almost withholding onto Nituwol. Now almost say, almost rejecting way on the basis of the answers the Omaye on the MX24 any microfinance institution. Okay.
Yeah, no, make about NDC party Nankas. I think there was neck.
NDC party Nankasa.
Yeah, I think the neck. Cry no make sakrata and P. Meaning say be a
neck. Me no media me who neck krata.
Oh, okay.
Me who minority.
Yeah.
Krata. Say any asam wenti. Engineer, what do they say? On the basis of this grounds, no. Enti no almost say omu rejecti Kojo Mpon Nkrumah, Hawa Kumsen, and Akoto,
Who's free?
Free. He was terrifyingly arrogant.
Yeah.
Now, so on the basis of that, so if that was the ground, and then our Kumsen, his incapacity to understand and even the basic structure ministry, any comprehension, communication, how to communicate her thoughts. If those were the grounds, no more rejecting here. A bigger question arises. Minia, if the minority at the vetting committee rejected, they rejected for and on behalf of when? The minority caucus in parliament. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So on what changed? That as many as 23 members of parliament, assuming that all the MPP members of parliament were present in the house, as many as 23 members of parliament voted for, of NDC in parliament voted for Hawa Kosa. That is even assuming that all the 138 were present. If they were not present, it could be more than 23. Or 17 members of parliament who are hitherto on behalf, who are hitherto rejected the candidature or nomination of Kojo Nkrumah through their members on the appointment committee, now had reason to vote for Kojo Nkrumah. How did it happen? And now 11 members of parliament who had hitherto rejected Okoto Afriye through their members on the appointment committee now had reason to vote for Okoto Afriye. What happened? So what was the principle? So you see that there's a lack of principle there.
Mm.
Utie Oha Extreme Punk no Needs FM.